Of the following persons for the appointment as non-executive directors of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria in accordance with Section 10(3)(a) of the Central Bank of Nigeria Establishment Act 2007. 1. Professor Michael Idiahi Obadan, South-South. Professor Justitia Odinakachukwu, Nnabuko, Southeast. Professor Ummu Ahmed, Jalingo, Northeast. Mr. Adeola S.A. Adetunji, Southwest. And so move, Mr. President. The Senate at its sitting on 27 July 2022 considered the request of Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation, Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, for the confirmation of the appointment of Professor Mike I. Obadan, Professor Justitia Odinakachukwu, Nnabuko, Professor Ummu Ahmed, Jalingo, and Mr. Adeola Adetunji as non-executive directors of the Board of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in accordance with Section 10(3)(a) of the CBN Act 2007, and refer same to the Committee on Banking, Insurance, and Other Financial Institutions for further legislative action. Committee's findings. At the end of the screening exercise of the nominees, the committee's findings were as follows. 1. That the nominees have served in the board of the CBN as non-executive directors between 2018 to 2022. 2. That the nominees are very resourceful, diligent, articulate, competent, and will add the needed value in the operations of the board of the central bank. 3. That the nominees have vast knowledge that will facilitate the attainment of the policy objectives of the Affairs Bank. 4. That the nominees have adequate knowledge of the operation of the CBN Act 2007 and the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020 as amended. 5. That the nominees have been cleared by the Nigerian Police Force, Department of the State Services, DSS, and possesses the Code of Conduct Acknowledgement Slip. Recommendations. The Committee on Banking, Insurance, and Other Financial Institutions, having screened the nominees and been satisfied with their experience, suitability, and academic qualifications, hereby recommend that the Senate do confirm their appointment of Professor Mike Idiahi Obadan, Professor Justitia Odinakachukwu, Nnabuko, Professor Ummu Ahmed, Jalingo, and Mr. Adeola Adetunji as non-executive directors of the Board of Central Bank of Nigeria. Conclusion. The committee wishes to sincerely express its appreciation to the Senate for the opportunity to serve in this capacity. As so move, Mr. President.
Any comment? Will the Senate approve the nomination of Professor Mike Idiahi Obadan, representing South-South, as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Professor Justitia Odinakachukwu, Nnabuko, representing Southeast, as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Professor Ummu Ahmed, Jalingo, representing Northeast, as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Mr. Adeola S.A. Adetunji, representing Southwest, as non-executive director of the board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes. Leader of the Senate. Plenary. The report of the Committee on Banking, Finance, Banking, Insurance, and other financial institutions on the screening of Mr. President's nominees for appointment as non-executive directors of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and approve the nominations of Professor Michael Idiahi, Obadan, South-South, Professor Justitia, Odinakachukwu, Nnabuko, Southeast, Professor Ummu, Ahmed, Jalingo, Northeast, Adeola, S.A. Adetunji, Southwest, as non-executive directors of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Yes. Thank you. Confirmation. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Professor Mike Idiahi Obadan, representing South-South, as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Professor Mike Idiahi Obadan, representing South-South, is hereby confirmed as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Professor Justitia Odinakachukwu, Nnabuko, representing Southeast, as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Professor Justitia Odinakachukwu, Nnabuko, representing Southeast, is hereby confirmed as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Professor Ummu Ahmed Jalingo, representing Northeast, as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Professor Ummu Ahmed Jalingo, representing Northeast, is hereby confirmed as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Mr. Adeola, S.A. Adetunji, representing Southwest, as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Mr. Adeola S. Adetunji, representing Southwest, is hereby confirmed as non-executive director of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Thank you very much. Congratulations to them.